Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. Hey, and what do we do on the Cardone Solutions Podcast? Well, it is simple, not always easy, but we like to go out and take Grant Cardone's content, the free stuff that's out there on the internet. This could be a blog post, it could be an email, it could be a tweet, could be something he's thrown up on the gram, or maybe an article that wound up on LinkedIn or Huffington Post or somewhere out in cyberspace, and we're going to take it, we're going to dissect it a little bit. I'll throw my own little spin on it, and I'm going to give it back to you with some measurable action ideas and things you can do so that you're implementing our free content into your sales, your business, and your life, and then it's producing a result. 80% of what we do here is 100% free. That in and of itself is a lesson for you at how you should run your business. So let's get into today's topic, but before I do, I need two little favors from you. Number one, if the Cardone Solutions Podcast is providing value to you, if it is helping you, make sure two things are happening. Number one, that you've subscribed so you don't miss any of it. And then number two, if it's helping you, it's probably going to be helping somebody else too. So make sure that you're sharing it out there on the social streams, tweet it out. Feel free to tag somebody that might need to hear the message, right? Throw it up on Facebook, post it up on LinkedIn or anywhere. TikTok this sucker. Okay, anywhere you're on social, feel free to share it out so other people can benefit from it too as well. Thank you so much for that. Now, I'm going to get into today's topic, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about who is sponsoring the Cardone Solutions Podcast, and we have a couple. You ready? The Cardone Solutions Podcast is sponsored by the 10X Growth Conference. This is a live event that we host every single year. We like to bring people from all over the world to spend 3 days with us, deep diving into sales, marketing, and you creating your ideal life. Now listen, we got a phrase running around our office. We're all working remote right now, but the phrase is this: ain't no virus gonna stop us. And here on planet Earth, humans, we're tribal. We're a tribal culture. People need to gather. People need to get together. People need to mastermind together as groups. So the 10X Growth Conference is just about that. It's about you with your peers gathered together to spend 3 days figuring out what you can do to 10X your sales and your business and your life. This event is about growth. That's why we call it the 10X Growth Conference. Now, who has been at previous ones? Well, last year, we ran into Dana White, Kevin Hart, John Travolta, Usher, just to name a few. They all showed up and hung out. They talked about what they did to get to where they're at. And success is no different than any other skill. First of all, it is a skill. And if you just duplicate successful actions of others, you too can be successful. So would it make sense to learn from those that have already been there and done that and how they got there? In addition to that, they're bringing in other folks like Tim Grover, Magic Johnson, Jesse Itzler, Scooter Braun. Oh, and did I mention that Floyd Mayweather showed up last year? Yeah, like Floyd, money, Mayweather. So it's an awesome event. And if you'd like to join us this year, because it's happening, okay, visit cardonesolutions.com/10X GrowthCon. That's cardonesolutions.com/10X GrowthCon. Now, this actually bleeds perfectly into today's topic, which is how will 2020 get better? Right now, Facebook is a mass of memes about 2020, right? And how it's not quite going the way we all hoped it would when the ball dropped on New Year's Eve, 2019, right? So if you're trying to figure out like where can we go from here? If you're trying to figure out like all the different things that you could be or we could be doing different now, and if you're still trying to figure out if it's even possible to have a successful 2020, well, first of all, it's not over, right? And consequently, and fortunately, there's still time for you to improve your 2020 and improve your life in 2020. Grant has been saying this since this all got started, which is you will get through this. The question is, who's coming out on the other side, okay? So if you're serious about it, if you're committed to coming out better than the way you went in, then Grant's latest strategy of the week literally lays out what you need to be doing right now to be a better person in 2020. And he delivers to you in the strategy 5 different ways that you can better yourself so that you come out of this better, right? And it's not just about money, just so we're clear on this. Okay, this is about you being a whole better person. This is you being a better individual. This is you being better at sales and at business. This is about you being a better spouse, parent, community member of the human tribe. Okay, it's about all of that. So what I did, because I love taking Grant's strategy, breaking it down, and then giving you some action ideas. Well, Grant did all the work for me. There are 5 action ideas that I'm going to give you right now from the strategy of the week, and you put them into your world however you see fit. Okay, that's on you. I'm going to give them to you from Grant, and then you got to do something with them. They won't work if you don't do anything with them. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, invest in you. Yeah. Look, the real truth of the matter here is if you're looking for how 2020 is going to get better, 2020 will not get better until you get better. Successful people, regardless of the condition in the environment, they invest time, energy, and money into improving themselves. And the truly successful people do that especially in times like this, especially when things are going cray-cray, especially when the fit is hitting the shan. They make sure that they are the best possible version of themselves that they can be. A man told Grant once this, and I've heard him say it more than once. The best way that you can help people that are in need is to not be in need. I think the quote goes exactly, that was verbatim. So let me give you the exact quote. The best way you can help people in need is to not be someone in need. Well, there's a lot of people that are in need right now. So you want to help yourself out so that you're in a position to help others out. And that means you got to invest in you. You got to invest in yourself so you can improve your skills, right? And Grant's a person that practices what he preaches. He borrowed $3,000 from his mom so he could invest in training when he was 25. And that $3,000 investment skyrocketed his income producing ability. When was the last time you spent $3,000 on something? What did it do for you? So investing in yourself, it is literally the best investment that you can make, especially in an uncertain time like this. Now, I'm going to take a quick moment to just throw out a shameless plug for Cardone University because that program is free right now. So the only thing you're going to have to invest in you at the moment is going to be time and energy. So to get some free access to Cardone University, go to cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. That's cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, and then the word free. Do that. Do that for yourself. Okay. All right. So number 2, here's your second action idea. You need to find a job that's in the right vehicle. Now, what Grant means by that is obviously that if you've got a job right now, you're obviously better off than someone who does not. But you want to get in with the right company where there's real opportunity for you to grow. So if you just look at the VP of sales for our company, his name's Jared Glant. If you're not following him, go find him on the Twitter @Jared Glant. Okay. Tune into his show with Grant on Thursdays, Young Hustlers. It's awesome. Okay. But Jared started working for Grant almost 10 years ago now. He was making $2,500 a month. No real money. But he was in the right vehicle. and he grew his skill set. It's been awesome to watch him. It's been awesome to watch him grow. He grew his skill set, was able to multiply his monthly income many times over because he knew that Grant was looking to expand. And he went with him. And the thing that should show you is that there are so many people out there that are just looking for a job, like a job, quote unquote. You know what job stands for? So now obviously you're going to need a job. You need income. And as we go into the post-COVID economy, but you're going to need the right vehicle too. Every company lives on revenue. And if there's no revenue coming in, there's no company. So can you position yourself to get a piece of the revenue, meaning commission, rather than just a salary? And that puts you in a position to be what? In control of how much you earn. And you want to be in control of how much you earn. So one of the cool things about Cardone University, cardonesolutions.com/CardoneUFree, is that there's a program in there called 72 Hours to Get a Job. How to get a job in 72 hours. If you don't have a job and you would like one in the next 3 days, Cardone University will show you how to do that. And it's for free. Okay, so step 3, action idea number 3 is get great at what you do. So what do you do? What do you do right now for a living? Or what did you do? What are you going to do when you come off furlough? What do you do? Are you great at it? For real? You got to get committed to being great. Not just getting great, not just average. And this actually, this goes for all time, not just in a bad or a down economy. This is like all the time, any place, anywhere. You got to commit to being great. Because when a company has to let people go, the safest ones are those who produce, who are great at their job. And any industry can be a painful profession for average or low performers. But it's massively rewarding for those that are great. So those that live and they breathe and they eat their profession, those that are obsessed, those are the ones that become great. Have you ever met a great in anything that wasn't all in, that wasn't completely consumed by their trade or their craft? I mean, the fact is that if you aren't great, you're average. There's a whole book called If You're Not First, You're Last about that. Okay, and I doubt you want that. And that's the third reason Cardone University exists. So you've got what it takes. You have the information to get the knowledge so you can be great. Huge differentiation between information and knowledge. And if you don't know what that is, shoot me an email, david@grantcardone.com. Put in the subject info versus knowledge, and I'll send you a great video explaining the difference. Step 4 is this. Get symbiotic income flows. Now, I'm going to explain to you what that means, because when I first read that, I was like, what the hell? Right? Okay, so here's the deal. Just because COVID happened, it doesn't mean that you should lower your standards when it comes to money. You're not going to get rich without multiple flows of income. If you look at every successful business person, they have multiple flows of income. I mentioned earlier about 10X GrowthCon. And if you look at the people that have spoken there, Magic Johnson, for example, we all think of him as just being a basketball player. And I would imagine that somebody listening to this right now is just assuming that he's living off some kind of residual or pension or whatever, and he made a bunch of money playing basketball, and he's just slowly enjoying that. Or maybe he's got multiple businesses because he invested the money he made playing ball, right? And there's a lot of ball players out there that have done that. There are a lot of people that have taken their main primary source of income and been able to create multiple flows. And how did that start? So you start with the income that you currently have. And you want to increase that income and then start adding multiple flows. And what Grant means when he talks about symbiotic flows is he means you want what he calls the symbiotic to flow into that first, like he's saying, you don't disconnect from the initial flow. So whatever your job is that's flowing income in now, you don't disconnect from that first. You want to find other ways within that vehicle that you're in to have multiple flows of income before you start looking outside. So for example, Grant's video guy, he's the video guy, but he also does advertisements for Grant. And then he started making advertisements for those that were connected to Grant. He didn't go start a donut shop, right? He was the video guy, and then he became the video and the ad guy. Follow? So it's a mistake that people make where they take on a side hustle before they maximize the primary hustle. You want your flows to be connected. That's the point. That's what symbiotic means. Okay? Your flows are connected. Last thing, number 5. Invest your surplus money only until after $100,000. And Grant says this, that you should only invest in yourself until you can save $100,000. Well, what? Yeah, let me tell you why. Grant says that you need to prove to yourself that you can go out and get money in any economy. If you only have $10,000 saved up, then your priority should be increasing your income so that you can save more. And saving $100,000, it shows that you have an ability to make money and keep it. Ding, light goes on. Because a lot of folks, I've had this problem, a lot of folks can't do either. Or they can only do one of those. But you got to do both. You got to be able to make money and you got to be able to keep it. Then you start to multiply it. So obviously, Grant's going to recommend that you look at multifamily real estate if you're a conservative investor like him. But the mere fact of the sense of accomplishment that you saved $100,000 and you did that by increasing your income. Whew. Think about that for a minute. If you don't have that in the bank right now, just imagine that. Looking at your bank statement. 5 zeros or more. So will 2020 get better for you? Well, it will. But you got to get started now with creating that. Remember the first one. 2020 is only going to get better if you get better. If what you know right now is not getting you the result you want, then you really only have one choice. And that is get better. And we're talking whole life better. Remember that? Okay. So let's just recap, shall we? Number 1, invest in you. You are the most important, most precious, most valuable investment you are ever going to make. Find yourself a job with the right vehicle and then go get great at it. Be great at what you do. Be great at everything you do, even if it's a crappy job. Get great at it. Before you quit anything, get great, okay? Get symbiotic flows of income within that job before you start side hustling or what have you, and then make it, the money, make it, save it, and get $100,000 together and then start thinking about investing. All right. So, hey, anything I can help with, number one, don't forget Cardone University is totally free right now. Do not pass that opportunity up. We had a testimonial from somebody in the water purification industry, closed a $6,800 deal after pushing through all the objections about handling the spouse who was determined not to buy, and they stuck with it. And so they were able to use our closing content. They were able to use our follow-up content to get that deal. Okay. You can do that too. That can be you. And so for more information or just to get signed up on the free trial, visit cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, free. Cardone U, free. cardonesolutions.com/Cardone U, free. I'm David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. This has been another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. Thank you for listening. If I can be of service to you, if I can help, if I can bring more clarity to what we just talked about, feel free to reach out to me. My office line is 310-777-0352. You can email me, david@grantcardone.com, and I'm going to leave you with the words of Grant Cardone. Be great, because nothing else pays.